EA Sports.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Voracek cutting in the shot. He scores! Here's Simmons turning within a shot. He scores! Wayne Simmons again. Pure determination. Couturier in and goal. He scores! Got a shot up. Save. Rebound. Save. Rebound. He's got it. Steve Mason. Spectacular work. He scores! Miracle delivered. Giroux gets the game winner.
Now, Andy Robb, Ken Prell, the Philly Hockey Guys.
Yeah!
Woo!
That's awesome.
Episode 7 underway.
That's right. Welcome to episode 7 of the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. And what a great intro song. One of the greatest video game theme songs of all time.
And of course, we're getting ready for NHL 16 coming out, tomorrow?
I think so. So that's why we did NHL 95 as today's intro. I love that song. I love that game, too. I still play it.
That was probably the best one ever.
What a time to be alive where on my smartphone now I have a Sega Genesis emulator and I can play NHL 95 on my phone.
Sega Genesis.
What a time to be alive.
It is. It's
and
a great time.
What a time to be back, too, doing the show.
That's right. How was vacation?
Vacation was pretty awesome. Colorado was great. My sister had a great wedding. My brother-in-law's family, they're all really great people. I had a great time.
Very cool. I noticed the beard is still here.
Yes, the beard is still here. I was going to trim it. I was fully prepared to go there, get it trimmed up, but my mom was like, "Oh, I like it. You should keep it." My sister's like, "Oh, I like it. You should keep it." So I was like, all right, well, I'll compromise. I'll go out and get it trimmed. So I got it trimmed up the day of the wedding.
Oh, wow, cutting it close.
It's actually pretty cool, though. We went to a barber shop in Colorado that was 140 years old.
Your barber was 140 years old?
No, the shop.
Oh, just
yeah,
the shop.
no, it was the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt. Let me cut your hair. Well, welcome to episode 7. I'm back. We're back. We're all back. Let's have a great time.
Man, we are underway.
Yeah.
Rookie camp started today.
That's right, and training camp starts on Friday.
Yes, and rookie camp already 24 players there, including Lawton, Konecny, Ghost, Hag, Morin, Provorov, Sanheim, Stolarz, just to name a few. So excited it's here.
Absolutely. So, and of course, you can follow the Flyers on Snapchat, too, for some pretty awesome exclusive videos and photos from training camp. They've already been posting stuff already. I think it's like at NHL Flyers or something like that on Snapchat.
And you know it's exciting when celebrities are already weighing in.
Let me guess who it is.
Who?
Son of legendary Philadelphia weatherman Dave Roberts.
You got it. David Boreanaz from
Awesome.
Fox's Bones. Already tweeting this morning at NHL Flyers on the ice. Rookies and vets soon. Top shelf as the cream rises in the end. NHL is back. Hashtag Flyboys. Hashtag Orange and Black.
The cream, is he channeling Randy Savage?
I think so.
Woo, yeah.
Dig it. So everybody's excited.
Yeah, I definitely am. I feel, like I said, it's like we talked about in previous episodes. And of course, if you've missed any of those episodes, real quick, got to do that plug. Subscribe on iTunes, also on SoundCloud, YouTube, TuneIn, all of that stuff. We talked about how training camp hasn't even started, but you got a new coach. There's just this buzz. There's excitement. I haven't felt this much buzz about the Flyers, at least in a couple seasons.
Well, yeah, because it's a complete unknown. It's almost like the Eagles in a way because of, you're bringing in a guy from college, a different kind of philosophy, a different kind of system getting ready to be put in. So, yeah, of course there's this excitement.
Also, as a side note about the new coach, did you see that Hackstall Jim Duggan was at the Snyder Youth Hockey Camp teaching the youngsters things about the game?
So he's already recruiting, is basically what you're saying.
I just think it's awesome that he's really, involving himself. He's really buying into the culture of the Philadelphia Flyers organization, but also with the Snyder Youth Hockey Program. He's really trying to make an impact in his first year here. I mean, the guy's a brave soul. He took all the beat writers out to lunch at the Olive Garden. Panach kept stealing his breadsticks.
That's got to be a recurring nightmare for him. He keeps waking up in a cold sweat.
Honey, did you have that dream again? I did. So anyway, let's backtrack a little bit to our intro, of course, using NHL 95. When I was away on vacation, our friends and neighbors at Reddit Flyers were none too pleased about the latest NHL 16 rankings.
That's an understatement.
Giroux didn't even crack the top 10, rated 90 overall, 85 for faceoffs, which is insane. Like, who were you watching last season? Giroux is obviously way higher than an 85 for faceoffs. I mean, he's no Steve Ott.
Well, no, who's Steve Ott?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to win it right here. And then proceeds to just lose. What a clown shoe.
But yeah, a lot of people upset Giroux doesn't crack the top 10. Only a 90. Let me guess who number 1 was.
Connor McDavid.
You got it. No, I'm sure it was Crosby, wasn't it?
Yep, Crosby.
What was his ranking?
I think it was a 96.
Okay.
Which I think is insane. I think even at this point, judging by past successes, I would put Taves higher than Crosby.
Absolutely agree with you there.
Do you see that video from last week where Taves shot at the goal, hit the water bottle up, shot again, and hit the water bottle in the air?
I missed that. Awesome.
Oh, dude, it was some Annie Oakley type stuff, man.
You know who probably taught him that? Hackstall.
That's true.
And now he's going to be bringing that magic to the Flyers.
Oh, my God. I can't wait. I really can't wait. So let's go back to NHL 16, because I think this is bogus.
Okay.
He's got to be at least a 92.
See, I would even go higher. I would say 93, 94.
Yeah, you put Giroux and Voracek at the same rating at a 90?
I mean, we've talked about this in prior episodes about Giroux has basically led the NHL in scoring over the last
5 seasons.
Yeah, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So why he's out of the top 10 is beyond me.
1975, that's why.
And that's it. And I'm not buying NHL 16 because of that.
EA Sports, you're not going to get my money.
Nope.
All right, you probably are going to get my money.
Plus, I don't have an Xbox One, so I can't buy it anyway. So, but
You peasant. Yeah, I mean, I at least want to play it because NHL 15 kind of didn't feel like a finished game. You know, there was like a lot lacking from it. And from early impressions I've gotten from people playing 16, they said it's a much better game, way revamped. Those mascots, can't forget about those mascots.
What's a hockey game without mascots?
Oh, they have the Flyers goal song from last year and the actual goal horn song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're giving...
So trying to step it up to make it more realistic.
The fully enriched arena experience.
Where they have on the Jumbotron, Go Flyers Go. Who the hell has ever said Go Flyers Go? I never have.
Go, Flyers, go. Go, Flyers, go.
Sounds like
Go,
the name of that
Flyers,
children's book. Go, dog, go.
Well, maybe they didn't get access to the Flyers' new Fiercely Bold or Boldly Fierce or whatever it is this year.
Play boldly.
Play boldly.
So, yeah, NHL 16 is coming out. I'm sure lots of people are going to be playing it. You know, it's always fun to just, you know, fire up a game and just womp on the Penguins like 10-0. Love it.
Again, all I have is Xbox 360. I can't get it.
You can follow us at Philly Hockey Guy, and you can also make a donation today to help buy Ken an Xbox One.
Thank you. Thank you.
See,
Yes.
This is what we do here. We're a community that helps each other. Speaking of helping each other, did you hear this awesome story that came out? Jake Voracek's sister, Petra Voracek, has been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And Jake Voracek, for every point that he scores this season, he's going to donate $1,000 to the MS Foundation.
That's awesome. And what I love is his comment about it.
Yeah, he goes on to say this, and wow, this is real humble. He says, quote, professional athletes have so much money that they can afford it, end quote. Class act, man.
That's great. I mean, just awesome. Just when you think you can't love that guy anymore, he goes and does this.
And you know what's even great about this? We have him for 8 more years.
Yep, absolutely.
So I hope he has like a 100-point season just for that, just to raise money for MS. I think that's fantastic. Good on him.
Complete class act.
Another reason why I can't wait for this season just to start already. Good God, man.
Well, we don't have to wait too much longer. Like I said, rookie training camp is already underway. And the other great thing is that we're finally starting to hear from some players.
Yep.
And Matt Reed was interviewed. He was talking about Dave Hackstall, and he said he played against his teams a lot in college. They were very sound defensively, turning D to O, and it was a big attribute. So Matt Reed's already looking forward to things.
That's very positive to hear. That's very encouraging.
And,
who else?
And Umberger.
Oh, nice. What do you have to say?
Well, he's saying he's feeling like a whole different person. Of course, he had hip and abdominal surgeries last year, so he was pretty banged up. He says he wished he would have spoken up a little sooner about how banged up he was. So he's feeling good.
In terms of Umberger's play last year, we'll ask the question that a lot of people like to ask themselves and have already talked amongst themselves. Would you have given him up for Hartnell with last season's product?
Well, no. Not now, looking back at it. But at the time, I was on board with the trade because you still save that year on the salary cap because Hartnell's contract went longer than Umberger's. So, but going off of production from last year, absolutely not. I don't think I would do the deal now.
Certainly has room for improvement, and I agree. It's just like with LeCavalier. It's like, hey, new coach, new system, whole new thing. Everybody deserves a second chance. That I will stand by, and I will adamantly defend.
Well, speaking of Vinny, apparently he's been working his ass off this offseason.
Yes, he has.
He says, I'm excited. I believe I worked as hard as I could this summer on the ice. I started early. I used to skate twice a week, then 3 times a week, but I started right away going 4 times a week to really get back in that groove. So, I mean, he's seeing an opportunity here with a new coach. So I know I've been hard on him. Really don't think there's much left in the tank. But hearing that kind of dedication, hopefully I'm eating my words.
Well, if somebody handed me $2 million for basically nothing at the beginning of July, I'd get to work too. I'd be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the gym.
I mean, at this point, I don't think it has anything to do with money with Vinny. I mean, he got the big buyout from Tampa Bay. So, yes, he's not going out there and playing for free, obviously, but I think he wants to prove something to everybody. I mean, that he's not washed up.
LeCavalier can turn things around. I have not given up hope on him. He's always been a favorite player of mine.
I agree. I mean, you're definitely the optimist of this show. I'm more of the pessimist, so I need to see it on the ice first. But, yeah, you've been all for this second chance. I'm still at a wait and see.
I mean, really, that's really the best way to tell. Same with Umberger. Same with our new guy. Same with Gagner.
Well, speaking of Sam Gagner, he weighed in.
Oh, what do you have to say?
Well, he says the way it ended in Phoenix, it kind of threw him off, so he's excited to prove to Philly that they made the right choice in keeping him.
He was basically just saying, thanks for getting me off the Yotes, dude. Thank you.
Well, remember when that trade went down, everybody thought that Hextall was just going to buy out the contract to let him go. So I think he sees an opportunity here.
Some people did. Some people thought that. I certainly did. And I knew that he was gonna play through this.
Again, it was me.
It's just like Del Zotto, dude. 1 year, show me what you got.
Yep.
Go balls to the wall, and if you're good enough, there will be rewards.
I'm a little bit more optimistic about what Gagner can bring to the team than I am Vinny.
Dude, I'm so excited to see him play with the club. And, again, I'm still not getting off the Vinny LeCavalier train. I think that he's going to have a turnaround season. I think he'll have at least 20 goals again.
Wow, you're going 20 goals?
I am.
See if he can get on the ice and...
If he could just get on the ice.
I'd be happy. If he can put 20 goals in the net, yes, sign me up for that.
I mean, he does have some good chemistry with a few of his line mates. I know he was juggled around a lot, last season, but I think Gagner would play well with LeCavalier. There is still a natural position for him at center. We just have to see how it goes out of training camp, where Hackstall's going to put him. But I think Hackstall's, he's got it. He knows. I think deep down he knows how this whole thing is going to play out. Now all he needs to do is just get through training camp and confirm it. And I think the lines for this year are going to be pretty good.
I'm excited to see what Hackstall does with the lines. And we talked about it in the last episode, what we kind of thought it was, but I'm interested to see what the head coach thinks.
And, of course, what the GM thinks, too. I mean, this is the big Hextall project, and, man, year 2 of this, I can't wait.
Well, they're already changing some things. Usually before the season, they do a team bonding trip The last couple of years, they've
Yeah.
gone to Lake Placid,
And that
or
worked
Cape
out
Cod.
so well.
Well, they're pulling the plug on it now. Hextall has said,
really?
Yeah, Hextall said he doesn't see any benefit, and you're right. Looking at the last couple seasons, of course, last year they started 1-3-2.
Yep.
And then the year before that, I mean, they started 1-7. So yeah, there was no benefit to those team bonding trips.
The whole concept seems silly. I just think about them doing trust falls and Jake Voracek building houses of popsicle sticks, macaroni art. They send it home to their parents.
Yeah. Well, Hextall doesn't believe in it anymore, and he says most of the players are on board with this as well, and it's time to change things up. So, all right, well, Hextall has scrapped that plan.
Nice throw.
Thank you.
Went pretty far.
I've been working on my fastball.
It's good.
All right, so do you want to get on to the predictions?
Yeah, and then we'll wrap the show up a little bit early this time, just because we're going to do another one this week by around Friday or Saturday. We'll have another one out with first impressions of training camp, and get ready for it. The announcement for our first Philly Hockey Guys podcast official contest for your chance to win yourself some kind of sweet Flyers prize. That is coming up soon, so stay
It's that
tuned.
crinkled piece of paper that I just threw across the room.
Yeah, actually,
that's prize
it is.
number one.
Yep, you can win a crinkled piece of paper that was used here on the show. It's actually part of our notes.
We don't have money for sound effects.
I disagree.
That's
I
right.
missed that.
We spent all our budget on that one.
That was actually 97% of our budget was this, so enjoy it. And we don't even have any breaking news. I got a joke for you. Semyon Varlamov, Jarrett Stoll, and Patrick Kane are all in a car. Who's the driver? The police. Yeah! That sound right there, that was the remaining 3% of our budget. All right, so
All right,
going
let's
on,
get to the prediction,
Let's get
please.
on to Puck Daddy on Yahoo Sports. They had their little summary of the Philadelphia Flyers. Starting off, before we get to their overall ranking and their prediction, they said, have the Flyers improved, declined, or remained the same? And Puck Daddy says, they've remained the same, which I still see. That doesn't sound right to me, because they made a lot of changes.
Well, I think what happens when you look at remains the same, you look at the Flyers' biggest problem, and it's on the back end. It's on the defense, and they really haven't changed the defense all that much. I mean, we're hoping that some of the young guys make that jump, but if you're looking at the starting D right now, what have they changed? So you got to put them at about the same.
Speaking of making it out of camp, we'll get to Puck Daddy in just a second. Sam Morin has trimmed his body fat down apparently to 8.8%, and he's 6'7" and 228 pounds.
He is a monster.
He is ready for training camp.
And we talked about it last time that, he was one of the last cuts. He's all in. I mean,
So in terms of defensemen, I've got my eye on Sanheim, Morin, and Provorov for this year. And then you can throw in Gostisbehere, I guess, is your dark horse. But I think he's going to spend a season with the Phantoms because he's still kind of bouncing back from that ACL injury.
See, the problem is they have so many guys. They have 8 guys under contract right now on the back end. So I don't know who you sit, and you also have to worry about, the cap problems as well. So I don't know if we get all 3 guys up this year. If we do, it won't be before the trade deadline.
I'd have to agree. But, I mean, there's, like we said, training camp, rookie camp, all starting. Only one way to tell. We just got to wait it out for one more week. We're almost there.
It's all going to come down to what's happening at that trade deadline, and all the guys that we talked about earlier in this show are going to be the key. It's that secondary scoring that the Flyers are going to need because, and we'll get to it in the prediction that Puck Daddy put forward, we know that Giroux and Voracek are going to get their points, are going to get their goals.
Yes, absolutely.
But, if a Vinny Lecavalier comes out and scores 20, like you said, Sam Gagner comes out and performs like he's done in the past.
Coots.
Yeah, Coots steps it up. If Braden Shen, playing for a contract, plays out of his mind, then you got yourself a playoff team, and then, maybe the back end isn't so bad, and maybe you keep those guys.
Let's not forget about Medvedev. But either way, I'm excited to see this guy play. I mean, if you watch some of his stuff overseas, he's exactly pretty much the kind of defenseman that the Flyers need right now.
He's the Flyers' wild card that could lead them to be a wild card team.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I did. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nothing but optimism, I think, with this upcoming season.
Well, let's get to the prediction
getting
from
way
Pack
off
Daddy.
track with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but they said Giroux and Voracek, they'll get their points. Flyers' secondary scoring will improve with Shen and Sean Couturier becoming more valuable. Braden Shen, who's they're talking about. Hackstall will have some growing pains. I think we're all accepting of that.
Well,
making the jump from college to the pros.
Yeah, I mean, just look what happened with Chip Kelly.
Yeah. But ultimately, they think he'll find the right message by the end of the season, and Philly's D again will be its downfall. That's what they think. So
I'm not
we'll
buying
see.
that.
They have the Flyers finishing about 5 points outside of the wild
Not
card.
buying that either. I still think, and I think that Pittsburgh still has a worse defense than the Flyers right now. I think they shot themselves in the foot by getting rid of Niskanen, Orpik, Ehrhoff, too. Ehrhoff's gone.
Well, you look at who their top defenseman is, Letang. When has he ever been healthy the last couple seasons?
There's only one half of him. That's all that exists. And then you got Ali Mata, but he's coming back from surgery. So who knows?
Yeah, you don't know what's going to.
Either way, they won't be able to beat us anyway, so it's a moot point.
So the prediction from Puck Daddy is they have not making the playoffs, but I think if a couple things go their way, they sneak in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't see them missing the playoffs another year in a row. I don't.
I hope not.
Giroux's going to come out with a fire under him, you know, and he's like, make me a 90 in NHL, will ya? I'll show you.
Hey, whatever it takes to motivate him, if that's it, fine. I don't care.
Oh, also, speaking of games for the upcoming season, it's been announced, PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. They will offer single-game bobblehead packages. So if you want to get yourself one of those bobbleheads coming out this year, Giroux, Voracek. Voracek looks a lot like Jágr if you look at him in the face. Or Simmons.
I love the Voracek one. The hair is all flying in the.
He looks like he combed it with a pork chop. The Simmons
cool.
one's my favorite.
Simmons is cool. I mean, they all look great.
Yeah, Wayne Simmons is going to be November 12th, I believe. That is a game against the Washington Capitals, and that'll be a great game.
Well, I'm glad you can finally buy single tickets for those because the packages earlier.
That was insane.
Yeah. For a bobblehead, no, it's all right. I'll take my chances on eBay later on.
Should call him up and be like, do you know who we are?
Yeah.
We're the Philly Hockey Guys podcast.
Give us a damn bobblehead already.
Hello? Flyer? They hung up.
Big shock they didn't take our call.
Damn it. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
That's what
Ron Hextall.
No, that's what Holmgren's doing now.
What?
He's answering our calls and then hanging up on us. That's his job now.
Hey, Homer, how's it going? So we'll wrap things up in just a few. Like I said, another podcast will come by this weekend, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We'll get something out again.
And again, with the season getting ready to kick off, we are going to be much more active.
Very busy.
Yeah, so not only new podcasts, new shows coming out, but look for us on Twitter and on Facebook, making comments. We'll probably be live tweeting throughout the games.
We're also going to be doing some short little podcasts throughout the season. Now, we're going to try to maintain the schedule. We're going to try to keep up as much as we can, but we'd like to do maybe a short little podcast, 10 minutes or so, just to wrap up, go over the scores, highlights, all that stuff, and then we'll have a preview for the next game.
Yeah. So if you know any Flyer fans out there and they're not listening to the show already, please help us spread the word.
Yes.
Just
share
get us out
share.
there. Absolutely.
Let's get social.
Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy.
They got rid of the S. Actually, they wouldn't give it to us at all.
And like us on Facebook, Philly Hockey Guys.
Now, here's the one thing that we will ask of our listeners who I love doing this show. It's so much fun just to sit around, talk Flyers and stuff. If you're checking us out on iTunes, if you're listening to the show, if you subscribe, if you could just rate us, give us a rating.
Yeah, that helps us out.
We've actually gotten a few reviews already, which has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, pop a review on that, and also follow us on SoundCloud and pop a like on that.
Yeah, give us a follow as well.
We're going to try to, make some money off this.
Maybe one day. We'll see.
So we can actually provide good prizes.
Well, and of course,
not crumpled pieces of paper.
And we want to hear, feedback and what you'd like to hear in the show. We want to make this as interactive as possible. We're working on ways to potentially take calls later on during the season.
Yes, that is actually going to be happening at some point soon. What we're going to do with the podcast, guys, is we're going to have a certain window where we're going to be recording. We're going to throw out a line, a phone number for a radio station, and we'll actually be taking calls and using them in future podcasts.
Yep,
which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it.
And hopefully working in some interviews as well. We've got some things possibly working that you don't even know about yet.
So also, if you're at work and you can't get any of those things, we're also on YouTube as well. Just follow us, subscribe. I mean, and of course, if you follow us on Twitter, we usually follow you back immediately.
Yes.
We do.
Because we're grateful for it. And we want to interact.
And we have no lives.
Yes.
Outside of this. So we're like, somebody followed us. Bing! Follow back. But seriously, episode 7, I'm glad to be back. It's great to be back in Philly.
Yes, and we are at that time now. Again, we got training camp. Eagles, tonight we're recording this on Monday the 14th, so we got the Eagles opening up the season tonight. Brian Dawkins, did you see earlier his prediction?
Brian Dawkins, to me, is just one of the greatest Eagles of all time. If I had to rank my 3 favorites, I would probably do Reggie White, Brian Dawkins, Randall Cunningham, and then is your honorary one that goes without saying, Chuck Bednarik.
Yep. I can't argue with those 4.
Yeah, Brian Dawkins says that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl
yes,
this year.
So,
against the Patriots, so we know what that means. They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
No, they're going to win it this year. This is it. As long as everybody stays healthy. I'm excited.
I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot. I'm not going to jinx it, but man, would it be nice to see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It would be so nice to see.
Have that parade first, and then the Flyers one a couple months later.
And then another Flyers one.
Yes.
And another one.
Well, I'm all on board about the dynasty with the Flyers because I think that's where this team is heading.
I still don't think you should say that D word.
It's coming. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
Believe.
I do. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, I'm staying a little grounded.
All right.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up episode 7. Like we said, follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy. Subscribe on iTunes, and if you guys got the time, just go ahead and, pop a little rating on there. You can also write a review. And, of course, Reddit Flyers is always our home base, our sounding board, so we can't wait to get back to interacting with you guys. And don't worry, a new episode coming soon. And, yes, get all your best orange and black ready to go because you might just need it for our upcoming contest.
Oh,
that's all I'm going to say.
Is that a hint?
Yes. Yes, it was.
What do I look like, Sherlock Holmes over here?
Does that make me Watson?
All right. For Andy, Rob, I'm Ken Prell. We are the Philly Hockey Guys. We're out. See ya.
Well, boys, this has been real educational and all, but now let's part with that old EA Sports saying, get the out of my building.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Philly Hockey Guys podcast page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy and subscribe on iTunes, TuneIn, and SoundCloud.